Hello, good day, good evening, good morning, good whatever it is for you. I am Teal.
Is that true?
I'm pretty sure.
We
Also,
just
this
have
is
to
Gaming
take his
Takes
word for it.
Ages. I didn't say that, but it
Yeah.
is. You'll never guess.
I'm Emil, and this is my new winter look. It's for the people that are only listening. I can inform you that it's gonna catch on.
For the people who are watching this in July,
Yes.
this is the new winter look. And I'm back.
Yeah.
My name's Joe. My friends call me Joby, and I'm back.
Yeah, you are.
I'm back.
He's back, baby,
Yes.
How are you doing?
with a brand new winter look.
Yeah, my brand new winter look, as you can see.
Yeah.
I've been very busy. I have an exam coming up. I have a language exam. It's the Japanese language proficiency test.
Yes.
And
That sounds quite extensive.
It's rather difficult. I enjoy it nonetheless.
How do you say good luck in Japanese?
Many ways. Ganbatta ne, ganbarimashou. Ganbarimashou.
Gambattare.
Yeah.
I can't remember the rest.
Go batter it. Go get battered.
Yeah. We believe in you. Go get battered.
I once watched like some Japanese drama, and they said like "gambane," but they translated it in the subtitles as "go break a leg" because of the context of the which is funny.
I've seen subtitles for something once, and they translated the name of the country into England, even though it was not England. Because like weirdly, like the context is that I don't know if it was like German, and it should have said like Germany, but they translated it to England because of the logic that it should be in the language of the country or something. It was very weird. Not the choice I would have made.
Yeah. Here's a weird one. In Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they in the English dub, they make up a fake month of the year, probably for like world building, right? So they're like, oh yes, it's the second moon of November. They just made up a month, right? for world building. In the Japanese dub, it's just September. It's September. But in the English dub, it's like they made up this fantasy month. They just made up for world building purposes.
That's fantastic. So pointless. I love it. And what have you been playing recently, Joby?
I've been busy, so not too much. So I was really into Darkest Dungeon, and I had to put it down because I was fiendish for it. It was so good. I was fiendish for it. That game came out in like 2016, and it's just existed this whole time. And I just randomly got it.
There's a second one even.
There's a second one even, exactly, yeah. And I got it, and I thought, oh my god, where's this game been in my life so far? Like, I thought, wow, this game's awesome, and it's been around this whole time, and I never really knew about it. And I'm playing it, and I'm thinking, oh my god, this is awesome. It's difficult. It's a very brutal game, but very dark themes. But in a weird way, I feel like the game is about hope. Because even though it's like this uphill struggle, you know, you just get by, and it feels really good when you succeed in that game.
So in many ways, your life was the Darkest Dungeon until you found the hope that was Darkest Dungeon.
Exactly. Someone gets it. I've also, I took a break. I played some of the new Tomb Raider. Which I was liking. I say new Tomb Raider, the latest one. Was it Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Right, I was going to say, like, when you say new, do you mean the remaster?
It's like new to me.
Right, I mean, it came out in like 2017. That's the same year as Darkest Dungeon.
The original second Tomb Raider game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the new Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Not the first one.
Yeah, and most recently was Fatal Fury. I almost called it Garou. It's not called that. It was almost called that. It's Fatal Fury: City of the Walls.
Okay.
Which has many guest characters like Chun-Li from Street Fighter and Cristiano Ronaldo from real life. I had to check my notes.
Okay.
I had to check my notes there. Yes, unusual game. I keep calling it Garu because that's what it's called in Japan. That kind of brings me to my offering. So I'll wait. I'll wait a bit.
Okay.
Right.
I've been playing.
Put a pin in there.
Yeah.
I've been playing Jackie Lawson's Advent Calendar. My mum's so sweet. Every year she buys us a new Advent calendar by Jackie Lawson, and it's basically an interactive Advent calendar where every day you get either a new mini game or a new minute or 2 minute hand drawn animation movie, like hand drawn or flash, it varies. And yeah, it's basically just an interactive calendar, and you can do multiple things. Like there's a snowball fight mini game, and there's a match 3 mini game, and there's I want to pronounce this right. I'm pretty sure I'm going to say it wrong. It's got a Saiku game, which is those ones where you do two of the smallest balls, it makes it into the bigger ball. You do two of the bigger ball, makes it into the slightly bigger, etc.
A merge game.
Yeah, I'm reluctant to call it a merge game because there are multiple types of merged games. This actually does have like a specific name
with the weird grammar.
But it's a very, very good for your definition merge game. Like the physics on the items is incredibly good. Like I've never found a better one. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And it's
delightful.
Cute.
What's it called again?
And Jackie Lawson. It's just Jackie Lawson's Advent Calendar. You can find it as an app, or you can get it on PC. But I think it's like £7 each year. But it is like fully drawn, like like last year it was exploring Paris, and it was in layers. Like you could scroll the screen and it would be different layers. And this year it's like a quaint little town. So yeah, it's nice. It's really fun. So I appreciate the Christmas times, and I appreciate Jackie Lawson's and team's work every year. And also, I appreciate Mum for buying it. It's really wonderful. So
they should make a WarioWare Advent calendar where each day is a new game.
Yeah. And at the end, you've got to master them all. Do them all back to back with one life. That'd be actually quite. Yeah, I would be down for that. Emil, what have you been playing?
Actually, that is quite a rude question.
Okay.
I don't think I should be answering that live on air.
Okay. Sure.
That was a bit personal.
You shithead.
Okay. That's fair enough. Well, every week we like to present an offering to the ancients. Who are the ancients? What do they want? I have no idea. We still don't know. We will never know.
Everybody drop everything.
Oh, okay.
You might be wondering if my... Oh, well, I think it was cut out by the noise suppression, so it wasn't that loud.
Should I do it again?
You might be wondering if my winter look is related in some way to the offering. Well, it is not. It is just a winter look. But Joby, do you have an offering?
Okay. I have two. I have one for you, Emil.
I'll let you go, and then something big is going to happen. Right. Okay.
I have one for you and one for the ancients.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so Emil, you know how when I do song lyrics, I kind of make up my own ones, or like I miss.
Yes, I'm familiar with this phenomenon.
Yeah, right. It has a name. This has a name. It's called a mondegreen. It's called a mondegreen.
I guess I wasn't that familiar with it after all because I didn't know the name.
Yeah. So it comes from an old poem where it goes. The line is, "They hae slain the Earl O'Morey and laid him on the green." So someone once misheard this as Lady Mondegreen, but it's
Yes.
laid him on the green. They're like, "Who's Lady Mondegreen? Who is this person?" I just assumed it was a person, and
that'd be a really good username.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where it comes from.
Lady Mondegreen,
Yeah.
and it's got like a nice origin that you wouldn't know unless you look into.
It's
That's
basically
quite
it's
interesting.
basically a Siva Gunner type channel.
Yeah.
Mm.
And there are many such examples. Well, like what I do with song lyrics sometimes, like the "Baby Darling She's a Bandit," where it kind of changes the meaning of the lyric. So
Yeah.
there's one song. Oh, there's one song in Transistor called "The Spine," and I used to think the lyric was "I sing in spite of the world," right? And I remember thinking, oh, that lyric is so cool. Oh my god, that lyric is oh, it's so Pete. It's such a cool lyric. I sing in spite of the world. Oh my god, whoever wrote that deserves a Nobel Prize. And I found out that wasn't even the lyric at all. It was I see the spine of the world. I'm like, what? Who? I prefer my version. You know?
Yeah.
It's a great song either way. But it's like how I try to find meaning in my misheard version. I'm like, oh my god, it makes sense because of the story of the game. But it's like, no, I'm just mishearing it.
Yeah, I had another one of those with a Sparks song called "Thanks But No Thanks," and it goes, "Thanks." How I thought it went was, "Thanks but no thanks anyway. I'm the picture of okay." Like, I am the most okayest thing. Like, you know, if you look in the dictionary of okay, I am the picture of okay. And I was like, that's such a good way of saying, you know, don't worry about me. I'm the picture of okay. As in Picture, not Pitcher.
Yeah.
The picture of okay.
Yeah.
But what he actually says is, I know that you're all okay. I'm like,
yeah, that's boring.
That is so much worse than what I thought it was.
Yeah. But that was my offering to you, which is actually
good.
Better than my ancient offering. But I know you better than. No offense to the ancients. No offense. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh yeah, cool.
Should I do my ancient offering or?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Go for it.
Sure.
Okay. So something I'm really interested in is this is actually to do with video games. Okay. So this is at least somewhat on topic. Okay. I find it interesting how games are named differently in different regions. So I find localization differences interesting. But today, particularly, I want to talk about the titles of games. So Japan is a really good example of this. So I keep calling Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, and there's like Mark of the Wolves. So it's called Garo. So Garo, City of Wolves or whatever. So Fatal Fury in Japan was originally called Garo Densetsu, which means Legend of the Hungry Wolf, right? So when they brought it over, I just find it funny how let's bring this game over to the West. What are we going to call it? Fatal Fury. It's a completely different name. There is no mention of wolves or said wolves being hungry at all in the title. It's totally different. And there is like a myriad of examples, like between America and Europe. Like, for example, have you ever heard of a game called Stretch Panic? It's for the PS2. So what you do in this game is the mechanic revolves around stretching things. It's quite clever. It's quite an interesting looking game, right? So, Stretch Panic. You stretch. It's a no-brainer. It makes perfect sense. For some reason in Europe, it's called Freak
Rayman
Out.
Raving Rabbits.
No,
Wow.
it's yeah. If for some reason in Europe it's called Freak Out. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I feel like I have seen that name before.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what the game's like. I don't think I've seen it like properly, but I feel like I've seen the box art or something.
Yeah. Many such cases. Donald Duck's Quack Attack is called Donald Duck Going Quackers in the another one is The Evil Within. So in Japan, it's called I think Psycho Break. Completely different name, like totally different. Not also
Fatal Frame is one of those.
Yeah,
as well.
it's called like Project Zero or something.
Yeah, Project Zero. It's such a terrible name over here.
Yeah.
Fatal Frame is an amazing name. I don't know why you would change it.
It's about like pictures, you know. It makes perfect sense. Oh, the famous one. I nearly forgot about this. Is Resident Evil in Japan?
Yes.
It's Biohazard.
Yeah, Biohazard.
Kind of makes sense, but Resident Evil is just cooler than like Biohazard. Like, you know what I mean?
What I really like is that they have the Roman numerals in each of the like titles, like within Resident Evil and Biohazard and or the tag name, but they do it in both versions still, even though the name is different.
Yeah, for consistency,
which is really cool.
Yeah, they're going to be stuck when they get to number 9 because they've got to make a word with I and X. So it'd be like Resident Evil, fix me, and then the I and the X turns red. And then it's like, oh my God, you know, E3 2028, you know, or whatever the hell, I don't know. Tokyo Game Show 2028, I don't know.
Resident Evil taxidermy. Oh wait, no, that doesn't even work. That would have to be 11.
Yeah,
that would have to be 11. Well, 9 is coming out next year, so 11 will probably be 2028. That's not that far fetched.
Yeah. Another one.
Then they get really screwed when they get to 12.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's loads. There's like so many. In Japan, Castlevania is called Akumajo Dracula, which Akumajo is like means demon castle. So the game's called Demon Castle Dracula in Japanese. It's whatever. The weirdest one. Oh, another one is Bully. So Bully in Europe is called Canis Canem Edit.
Yes. I've always wondered about that
because I think it had something to do with. They don't want to encourage bullying. Like, you know, who wants to be a bully? You know, like they don't want to encourage. You know what I mean? They'd feel like it gives the game bad energy or something, or like it give the marketing of it bad energy. So they called it. I prefer the name Canis Canem Edit because it just stands out more. Whereas
it's the kind of name I feel like people would forget though. It's a confusing name. But can we quickly circle back to Castlevania? What did you say it was called?
Akumajo Dracula.
But with the direct translation.
Demon Castle Dracula.
Right, so Metroidvania as a genre doesn't exist in Japan, or at least not in that name. The translation would be Metroid Castle or Metroid whatever the word you said was.
Do they call Transylvania?
Probably. I mean, it's a.
Why would they not call it, you know? I guess it's because Transylvania is not a Japanese word. Then putting the Japanese word for castle in would maybe come out weird. And I guess with a lot of titles that are puns, they don't translate, so you have to come up with a new name, right?
Yeah, it's like the word like this. It's kind of works as like a suffix. So you couldn't take the jaw part and isolate it. It has to join because the Akumajo means demon castle. It's like one thing. If that makes it's difficult to describe. It's the way the language works. I can't get into the gritty details. There's
I'd imagine like Metroidvania probably does exist in Japanese in the same way that Kaizo does not mean to us what it actually means in Japanese. Like Kaizo to us means it's really hard, but that's not what Kaizo means.
Yeah, it means hack. Yeah. It's like a verb as well. So when I was I had a Japanese lesson, my tutor was like let's practice talking about hobbies. And I don't just mend laptops, but I like put new parts on old laptops and stuff like that, or I'll replace the screen or whatever, or so in Japan she's like, oh, this is Kaizo because you're like hacking.
Oh,
So
that's
she's like,
interesting.
oh, yeah, this is she's like Kaizo, and I'm in my mind I'm thinking she's talking about that Mario crap, you know, but like, it's like, no, it's like completely different.
Mid-air shell jump to spin jump.
Yeah.
On his laptop.
Because hacking, like the original word meant like, because you think hacker now, you think, oh, like guy in a hoodie and loads of text is scrolling on his screen and he says, I'm in. That's not what a hacker really is. A hacker is like, oh, I've hooked up my 3DS to my TV and I can download games on it, and I can
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm
in. I can create approximately 90 levels in Mario World. And I can craft a new overworld as well. That's me. I'm the hacker.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've got one more example.
One more.
This is the most outrageous one. This is outrageous. Okay. So
Dragon Warrior.
Okay.
Dragon Quest. Ooh.
So, in the West, this game developed by Capcom is called Bionic Commando. Okay. Would you like to know? Yeah. Would you like to know what this game was originally called when it was in Japan?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Okay. So, Bionic Commando, originally released as Hitler's Resurrection Top Secret in Japan, is a 1988 platform game developed and published by Capcom. Yes, you heard that correctly. Hitler's Resurrection Top Secret. I think we should call it Bionic Commando.
I mean, also, if you put Hitler's Resurrection in the title of the game, it's no longer top secret.
Yeah, it's for the world to see.
Read it. It's for the world to see.
Yeah. Absolutely outrageous. Oh my goodness.
Isn't Contra called Super Probotector?
Oh, it's called, yeah. So I watched an interview. I watched a Hotline Miami developer interview, and he was talking about how their game's completely different in Europe. You play as a robot.
Yeah.
And it's called Protobeta or something. And he was saying like, oh my God, our version is way cooler. You play as a robot. What do you play as? Just some guy. You know, because that's the version he grew up with. So obviously, like, he prefers that. Because of some law about you couldn't depict, because Japan have like funny video game laws about what you can and can't depict. Or like you can depict violence, but you can't depict war violence. Like you can depict blood, but you can't depict dismemberment. Like specific weird things. Another weird one I never understood, and I'm still convinced isn't real, is you're not allowed to show a red cross because it's against the, you know what I mean? Like the pharmacy symbol.
Oh.
Yeah, it's against the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, which I'm still perplexed. I think what
the dismemberment thing can't be still in effect, right? Because doesn't Resident Evil and Silent Hill do stuff like that?
Well,
that's Japanese.
That's the thing. They make exceptions. It's so inconsistent.
Right,
it's so inconsistent. Like, Last of Us is censored in Japan. Like, you still shoot people, but like they tone the violence down a bit. Left 4 Dead in Germany, Left 4 Dead 2 in Germany is like way less violence. What else?
Kingdom Hearts 3 in China, Winnie Pooh's the cloud. He's just a big cloud, you know. It's pretty good. That's not a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
Because of the meme. They literally just made Winnie the Pooh a cloud. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, it is very bizarre. That in and of itself could be a topic, like weird censorship in games.
Yeah, for sure.
In America, Crash is not orange because they wouldn't be happy with someone being depicted
it's
as
against the Geneva Convention. Another outrageous one is Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker. So Japan have a law where, or they did at the time, you're not allowed to depict torture in games. So the torture scene, instead of it being torture, they just tickle him. That's how they censor it in Japan. It's so bizarre.
Excellent.
I better stop there. That turned into like
Well, that
3
was a
offerings. I'm sorry, that was
this is a
supposed
very
to be really
interesting
tiny.
little jaunt there.
Okay.
Well, too bad, Joby. I'm very sorry for you. There was a good chance that this offering was not going to be accepted by the ancients because they're just like that. But I can tell you with 100% certainty, your offering will not be accepted today, and I'm
Oh,
very
no.
sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry that I let you do that. Because several episodes ago, Teal and I tried to cover a game called Crash Bash, and we were going to have a wonderful guest by the name of Senor Cadicarus. And straight away, the ancients jumped in. We weren't even at the offering section of the podcast. They jumped in and they were like, no, we won't allow it. So we didn't do that episode. It's the lost episode. It's floating there in the void. But since that day, I went away and I've been plotting and I've been scheming and I've been planning and I've been finagling. That's a word. And I have come up with what we call in the business a win-win situation. What business is that? The business of love. No, the business of winning. Because we are going to win today. The win-win situation is we walk out of this episode, of this section, of this offering section, and we either have pleased the ancients or we get to do the Crash Bash episode. Because, whoa, I've come up with a foolproof plan.
you sound like an
I'm
insane
sorry.
tech CEO. You're like,
Well, that's how I feel right now. Now, let me tell you something. I can't remember what I was going to say. So Teal, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to hijack your offering for today. So
But
here's
I
the
had a
plan.
story. I had a story prepared. There's going to be a big
No.
thing about.
You're gonna have to wait.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. You know what? Let's go back to the beginning. When we started this podcast, we had a nice little thing at the end, which we called the thesaurus round. It was a carryover from the yearly quiz, which I guess is coming up soon. So look out for that on the Teal Game Master channel. Whoa.
Oh.
And we did the thesaurus round for many an episode until one day Teal decided, what if the ancients would like this round? And on that very same episode, I decided to also offer them the same thing, and they outright denied it. And ever since, we have not done the thesaurus round. Now, it seemed like a loss at the time, but what it actually gave us was a smoking gun. See the smoke? No, well, there wasn't smoke. So even if you were just listening, you didn't miss anything. Here we go. We now have something that we know outright the ancients will always refuse. So Teal, I would like you to give us a thesaurus round right now.
I've become ancient listening to that. So am I one of them now? Because I've become ancient listening to that.
You gotta be here for the monologue.
All right.
This is possibly the peak of my existence.
Wait, if I'm ancient now, I get a say in it. Okay, I allow it. There, I broke the curse. I did it. I've saved everyone.
I don't trust that the ancients will be happy with you as a self-proclaimed ancient.
I have got something. Do you want one or two?
However many you would like to do.
One. Two.
I'll give you two.
Okay.
What is Pit Highwayman?
The guy from that Nintendo game? I don't know. The one with the wings.
Yes. No, it's a thesaurus round.
Oh, okay. Whole thief. I'm usually good at these.
You're getting there. But think of a game that exists.
Okay.
I love Whole Thief.
Whole Thief is a great game, but it's not the game I'm looking for.
Thief. Yeah, I can't think of any other word for highwayman.
You can.
No, I can't.
We've mentioned it today.
We've mentioned it today.
The game?
Yes, it has been said at some point today.
It has.
Oh,
We've meant. Damn it, Jeremy!
might-
You said too many games.
It might have. It might have been mentioned before we actually started recording, but it's been mentioned today.
was I present when it was?
Before we
Yes.
started recording.
What?
I can't even remember. Woody the dog went to say hello. That's what happened before we started recording.
Uh-huh.
The evil within.
Pit Highwayman. The evil within the pit.
I'm just gonna start naming things I've said recently.
Yeah.
Like I have infinite lives, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
Nope. Oh my god. Oh my god, really?
Did we mention any games before we started recording?
I definitely did.
You did.
100%.
Tomb Raider?
Yes.
Oh really? A raider?
Yes.
Okay, I guess.
I wouldn't call a tomb a pit personally,
No,
but
I
That
wouldn't
is what
necessarily
Thesaurus
call a highwayman
says.
a raider.
yeah,
It's also what the Thesaurus says.
I would have
What
said
about
crypt. I would have said crypt. That feels
Yes, but
more...
you would have got it immediately
Yeah.
because that's easy.
Yeah.
Everyone
Mausoleum.
associates Tomb Raider with crypts. But what about Reflector's Verge?
A verge. The verge
Mirror's
of
Edge.
something. Oh my god,
Yes.
that's I won't even... I'll shut up.
There you go. Those are mine.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. I had some
Well,
really
I've got
hard
one.
ones
I've
ages
just thought of
ago.
one right now. I'm just going to give you one. I don't care. I've thought of one right
Okay.
now. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
It's Squadron Stronghold.
Team Fortress.
Oh, slam dunk. You got that so quickly. My headphones
Your headphones flew out of your
they
ears.
flew out of your ears. It was such a
Oh my
slam dunk.
god!
It was such a slam dunk answer. It was just too much. It was so good.
Ah, yeah, damn slunk.
Yeah.
So, the ancients we know hate that offering. They are going to outright deny this entire offering. So, my offering to the ancients is that for the next episode, we do not cover Crash Bash with Cad Icarus.
Interesting.
No, the ancients would not allow it.
Aha! They fell right into my trap. I have successfully outsmarted the ancients and retrieved the lost episode from from Oblivion.
It'd be absolutely devastating if my computer's hard drive was wiped, wouldn't it? It'd be absolutely... Oh, man.
Yes, it would be devastating.
It's not going to happen. It'll be fine. It'll all be good.
We have won today.
Congratulations,
we have had a
you've won.
victory.
We did it. We did it. Well,
Yes, we worked as a team.
almost exactly 25 years ago on December 14th, 2000, it would have been a lot closer if events were mirrored. But no, Dark Clouds released on the PS2 in Japan. It went on to release in America May 29th of 2001. That's so far into the future. And September 21st, 2001 in Europe. Whoa, even more into the future. Can you believe it? Joby, you know a lot about this game. Go, take it away.
Yes. Funnily enough, I have a lot of great things to say about this game. I think it's a very, very cool game, and I think it's very creative, even though it's like I read it. It's quite an early PS2 title.
Hmm.
Right. So, just so we're clear, I finished this game. I played and finished this game recently. I never grew up with this game. Right. So this is a recent entry for me. So there's no rose tinted goggles here. Right. This is just a pure experience. This is a pure experience, and it's a very cool game. It's a very cool game. It's very interesting. It's no one thing. It's like a hybrid genre.
Hmm.
It's like a hybrid genre, much in the same way how I like, for instance, Persona. Right? It's like I don't like any one part of it individually. Like I don't just like the dungeon crawling and and the social visual novel element. I feel like if you separated those things, I wouldn't like the game at all. If I'm being brutally honest,
Yeah.
with Persona, if I separated it, I wouldn't like it at all. It's the harmony between those things which makes it really fun. They have like a perfect harmony that feeds into itself, and it's really cool. Dark Cloud is like this in the same vein. How it's not just this dungeon crawling game; it's also like this city builder. And how it works is you will. So the story of the game is an evil force called the Dark Genie. He splits the world up, and you have to go into dungeons and as well as treasure, you find this stuff called Atla, which is like treasure, but it contains pieces of the world. So you go to a chest and it's like, oh, windmill. What, really? And you use pieces to do this like diorama. They even gave this a name when they were developing the game. It's called the Georama system. The game was originally called, like beta versions of the game were called Dark Cloud Georama RPG. Because it was this thing that they were really proud of. It was like really pushing the technology of at the time. It was like really impressive technology. So you can build the town however you want. However, you can optionally fulfill requests from some of the residents. So an easy example is, some person might say, oh, I love waking up with the sunrise. So you make their house face east. And then you get,
That's cool.
that's just one example. There's another where it's the town building is kind of like its own meta puzzle. So you have to fulfill all the requests at once. There's one where you have to fulfill a certain ritual where all the totem poles in the town have to match. It's really cool. I like games that have like a huge, like, where the level is the puzzle. You know what I mean? I really like stuff like that. There's a very strong RNG element. So like every playthrough of the game feels very unique because there's this big like RNG influence where you can just be really lucky and get a really, really good weapon. You might be really unlucky, but you kind of have to work it out, and the game kind of plays back with you. It's really cool.
That makes sense because
Yeah.
there was a demo of the game in one of the earlier PS2 demos, and it actually gives you quite a lot. It gives you the whole first dungeon, the intro to the game as well. Like it's basically like the first hour and a half or so. Like it's fully at your disposal. You can do town stuff. You can explore the dungeon. I struggled a lot with the first dungeon, and I think you did mention it either during the stream or shortly afterwards. It's just like, oh, you got really unlucky. You got no weapons. Like you just got nothing. Because I found nothing from the chest. It was all stuff for the town. It's like, which is helpful, but also I didn't get anything. Just the game gave me nothing. I just got really unlucky.
Yeah, and that's like I appreciate that because it forces you kind of, the game is like another person playing with you in a way. Like it's like you have this, rather than just I'm sitting here autonomously going from room to room. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The dungeons are like procedurally generated, so that's another element that's like random. With that, it suffers being repetitive, kind of. That's like one drawback is that you've got this random dungeon, but it can get a little bit repetitive, like the same textures and everything. There's this each sort of dungeon has its own puzzle where you can take a risk, kill all the enemies, and they might drop a special item that lets you go to an optional area. There's like all these small mechanics constantly working all the time. Sort of, it's like they've distilled like the addictiveness of a mobile game, but removed all the garbage. And like instead of it begging for your time, it's like asking nicely for your time. I don't know. It just feels more organic. I can't. Yeah. It's also really interesting how there's a mechanic I really like where the items in the menu, the position kind of matters. So it's not just like, a list of stuff. Oh, here's a list of junk. The position does matter. So, for example, one item is like fish, and to keep it fresh, you have to put ice next to it.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it melts over time. And
is it like an inventory like in Resident Evil where it's like stuff is different sizes?
Oh no, it's not quite that. It should be. That'd make it even better.
Yeah.
But because of that, it kind of introduces this infamous glitch with the game as well, which I'll get onto later because I've got a section of like facts about Dark Cloud. Yeah, I think a game like Dark Cloud, if it came out now, like with its same principles, I think it would be. In fact, we need a game. I think we need a game like Dark Cloud now more than ever, because it's got all these interesting things. It's got like it's no one genre. It's got like a super replayability. Like it's got this procedurally generated mechanic. Like if you did that now, but properly, because you know what? Like think of like what AI can do. AI is possible. We're at the point where they can do so many permutations. You can kind of leverage that, obviously, in a nice, fair way, not in a way that like creates, repetitive, basic, schlock, like, some companies might, how they use AI, but like you like leverage AI to kind of like make a procedurally generated dungeon that's not boring or repetitive. Because now we finally have the processing power to do something like that. You could actually, I think you could actually get away with doing that in like a healthy way, and that would kind of how do I want to say it? Like, reduce that shortcoming. Also, like
it's entirely possible that there is an indie game out there that came out within the last year or is soon to come out, but is very similar to Dark Cloud, and we just don't know about it because it unfortunately hasn't been promoted as much, or hasn't been promoted in a way that we've specifically seen it.
Yeah.
It's not to say there isn't or hasn't been recently, but also maybe not, because Dark Cloud is very much its own thing. It is a very unique game.
Yeah, like it's not like I don't care for town building games like at all. Dungeon crawlers, I'm like, well, you're sure, fair enough, but it's just the harmony between all these different things. I'm like, oh my god, I love it. It's like I remember you said once, Emil, like, oh, you hate cars, you hate football, but you love Rocket League. How does that work? It's like the harmony, if you can call it that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, very cool game. I've not played the sequel. I have over 100 hours in Dark Cloud.
As I say, it's quite a lengthy game, if I'm not mistaken.
It is pretty lengthy, and I was trying to get really good weapons. They've got a really deep weapon system where if you, let's say you find a really good weapon, and you think, oh, I've spent so much time investing in my current weapon, upgrading it. Now I've got this weapon that just blows out of the water. Oh, I've wasted so much time. Oh my God, this game's stupid. That's not the case with Dark Cloud. You see, it's never wasted time because there's this mechanic where you can turn a weapon into an accessory. You like melt it and it becomes an accessory.
Yeah,
So
I do
it's
remember
called
that
like a
being a thing.
synth. It's called a synth sphere. So you basically can carry the stats of an old weapon and put it in a new one.
Hmm.
But you got to kind of do it so you get the biggest sort of bang for your buck, so to speak, because if you keep doing that, you get diminishing returns. So there's this fun kind of micromanaging with all the weapons that I liked doing. Like, if I could get this gem and I can synth sphere this, I can combine these and I can upgrade this weapon in like one go rather than 2 goes or something like that. They have interesting buffs and debuffs. Like, you might get a really good weapon, but it's got a debuff. Like, oh, this weapon's so strong, but it's fragile, or it causes thirst. So you think, oh, I really love this weapon, but it causes thirst. So you have to find a weapon that has quench and think like, oh, quench. So like that's like that stops you getting thirsty. So you turn that weapon into a synth sphere, attach it to the weapon with thirst, and it cancels it out. So it's like, oh yes, I get this weapon without the drawback now. It's really creative. It's so cool. Yes. I have a list of trivia about the developers and the development process. Would you like to hear?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So, in Dark Cloud, I won't spoil it, but there is a boss that plays completely differently depending on the version of the game. So, between Japan and international release, there's a boss it's the same boss, it's the same character, but it's a completely different fight. It's like mechanically, it works completely differently. They have totally different attacks. You have to play the fight in a completely different way, which I think is interesting, like why they would change that.
I wondered if it was something that was universally hated in Japan because it came out 6 months later in the West. Like, it gives them time to fix things. In the same way Kingdom Hearts, when it came from Japan to like the rest of the world, like Sephiroth and stuff, Kurt Caesar wasn't a boss, Sephiroth wasn't a boss, and they were added into the English version, and then they were added into Final Mix in Japan. So like, I wonder if it's that kind of thing.
Dark Cloud got the same treatment. Another game that got the same treatment is Rogue Galaxy by the same developers.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't realize it was the same.
It was a kind of a thing back then where they'd release it, they'd re-release it, and then in Japan would get a director's cut.
Yeah.
Which is the final version, so to speak. Okay, so what else? Yeah, the game was developed by Level 5. And they're called Level 5 because they wanted to make 5-star games. That's not a bit. I'm not saying that. That's their mantra. They were formed by former members of a group called, what are they called again? Riverhill Soft? Yeah, Riverhill Soft. So a bunch of developers from Riverhill Soft left and made their own and founded Level 5. They've made such hits such as Dragon Quest VIII. That was Level 5. And if I'm not mistaken, that's a very popular one in the series. That's like Dragon Quest fans have Dragon Quest VIII, Final Fantasy fans have Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
People really like 8.
Yeah.
People 8 and 11, I think. Like people really like the newest one.
Yeah. What else? Oh yes. So there's a Dark Cloud 2. In Europe, it's called Dark Chronicle, but everywhere else it's called Dark Cloud 2. So at one point, they began working on a Dark Cloud 3, and promotional concept art actually exist, right? But this whole project eventually pivoted into Rogue Galaxy.
Right.
So they were making Dark Cloud 3, and they were like, "Oh, let's make a big open world RPG JRPG, as they made Rogue Galaxy instead, which was supposed to be the Final Fantasy killer. It wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the respect that we've never heard of another Rogue Galaxy game,
Yes.
Final Fantasy is still alive and kicking. Yes, I'm aware.
Yes. I personally really like Rogue Galaxy. It's got its flaws, but it's interesting. Yeah. I actually own a physical copy of Rogue Galaxy. I just bought it for 15 quid off eBay because I just like owning physical games on my PS2.
Yeah, that's all right though. Like certain PS2 games can be really, really pricey. 15 is all right.
Yeah. One I really love that it's like minimum £80 on eBay is Steambot Chronicles. Oh my god, that game is so difficult. That's not even don't even talk about Rule of Rose. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. Yes, the Broken Dagger glitch. Okay, so there's a really easy to perform glitch that involves the inventory menu. If you hold the buttons in a certain way and like exit out of the menu while if you can exit out and grab an item at the same time,
okay,
then you kind of grab a glitched item, right?
Oh, interesting.
So this is like a thing you have now, and it's when you attach this glitched item to a weapon as like an attachment, it maxes out all its stats completely. It just goes max strength, and it's really easy to do. And if you sell a weapon with this attachment, you just get tons of money. The number doesn't even appear correctly on the thing. It's like it's like 5 digits number. It's like a huge amount of money. And
that's really interesting.
I don't consider myself a programmer, especially not like with games. But if I had to guess, what's happening is it's just dumping memory. It's just dumping like garbage data, just like integer overflow data into like weapon data, and it's just going straight to maximum, and it's just screwing the numbers. So you can have like a really powerful weapon really early, and it's really easy to do, and it's like really easy to make money, and it's really funny glitch as well, because it's just
that's interesting. There's the US PlayStation 2 demos, they have a section where they like teach you tips and tricks for games that have just officially released. I suspect I might see this glitch in that video, because that would have been like that came out in May in America, so it's entirely possible I'll start seeing it. But there was one in, I think it was Baldur's Gate, but it was the Baldur's Gate that was more of like a hack and slash. So it was like a
Dark Alliance game, or one of those. Like
I think it was called that. Yeah. And it had a glitch that's sort of similar, where you can, if you drop an expensive weapon, autosave, pick it up, and then load the autosave, it's in your inventory and still on the ground, or something to that effect. So you've got 2 of them, and you can keep duplicating and selling for loads. And it's just like, oh, that was obviously not meant to be in the game. That's so broken. And PlayStation just told everyone about it. Instead of keeping it hidden, it's just like, oh, you can do this, by the way. It's like, cool. So like, I like that kind of stuff is really interesting. And not that uncommon at the time, I guess, because it happened in a couple of games.
Yeah. Years ago, glitches and exploits had this like mystique to them, that your friend would be like, did you know you could do this?
Yeah.
Like, whoa, man, what are you, some kind of wizard? Now it's just like some funny video on YouTube, and it's like, oh, that's nifty. They're gonna patch it next week. Yeah.
Because it's the glitches are now treated as a sin, like the ultimate sin you could possibly commit in a game, and it's just like, no, it can be fun. It's obviously an innocent mistake. As long as it doesn't break my console, I don't care. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's a toy at the end of the day. Like, you just, some kids break their toys, or it's the thing that that's the Broken Dagger glitch. Oh yeah, this one I find fascinating. Dark Cloud was planned to use online features using the PS2's network feature where you had the hard drive. The feature was you could upload your custom villages,
Oh,
and
fun.
players could collaborate and
That's awesome.
sort your village out and stuff like that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Oh yes, this is my favorite one. So in the Japanese version, there's an item. Okay, so each dungeon, you can find an optional item. So you get typical like Zelda stuff, like map, compass, or like health, or like a weapon or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get like a side quest item that lets you access an optional area with tougher enemies but better prizes.
Yes, I found that.
Yes. So
I died to it very quickly.
yeah. So in the Japanese version, there's one called the Flapping Duster. So due to an error from developers, in the international version, this item has a drop rate of 0. Right? This means that overseas you could never obtain this item, and therefore never legitimately get access to the optional area, which really sucks. That sucks.
Interesting.
However, there have since been unofficial patches, so I use this. Okay, so for context, I have a soft modded PS2, and one of the things you can do is you can play off the hard drive, not off disk. So I've played a fixed version of Dark Cloud that puts the item back. So it felt really nice playing this old game that was like technically truer than if I had, I guess bought a disc version. Like this is like, this is like the true version in a sense. I felt nice. It felt cool to play a fixed version. And it was worth it because the Flapping Duster lets you ride on a magic carpet, and players would have never seen that animation back in the day. It would have been impossible to do it legitimately.
So why was it gone? Like, did they just change the number to 0?
So just like a mistake, they just made a mistake porting the game over, and the drop rate just became 0.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah. So there exists an item in the game files called the Shell Ring. It was originally meant as a plot device, but it was scrapped. So they obviously changed the plot. Maybe this was near the end of development. Weirdly enough, the item is mentioned in the official guide. So,
yeah, it would have changed really late.
Yeah.
The guide, because obviously there's so much you have to write, you have to print it out, you have to ship it and stuff. They almost certainly finished that like a month or 2 before the game goes gold. And there's probably just a case of well, we removed that, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's it happens. Like certainly at the time when guides were coming out on launch day. I don't know if they still do. I know some guides come out much later, like the Persona ones come out like half a year later, just because there's so much in them. And I don't even know, I've never read a Persona guide. I don't even know how you concisely tell people what to do on the day-to-day basis, because there's so many variables. I don't know how you could possibly put that into
I tried to do a Persona
guide.
I tried to read a Persona 3 one once, and I got so confused because sometimes your friend can call you, sometimes they can't. And it's like, I'm not following along. Oh my god! Like, I'm a day late. Yeah, and I just got frustrated. I love game guides because they contain a lot of art, and they usually have like top-down views of maps and stuff. I collect them. I actually learned something from an official guide about Final Fantasy VIII that I was like, whoa! Can you do this in the other games? I never knew. So undead enemies, if you use healing attacks or healing items on them, it has a reverse effect.
Yes.
So there's a boss fight.
Yes.
So there's a boss fight that I never knew you could beat really quickly in Final Fantasy VIII. If you just throw a phoenix down on this boss zombie, he just keels over.
Same
Because
thing in 7.
because I never knew that. I was like, what? You could just end the fight
Yeah.
instantly if you just chuck a
Yeah,
Phoenix
it's really
down on him.
cool.
I was like, oh my god! And I would have never have known that if I hadn't read the guide. I was like, that's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love guides. So, like, the reason you mentioned, like, it's nowadays obviously key art of games and characters and whatnot is just sort of commonplace to find it on websites. More likely in a press document or folder, or as art on the website for the game or the publisher or whatever it may be. But back then, obviously, the only way you see that key art is in a guide or a review magazine or whatever. Like, so it's really nice to be able to see that art from back then. Like you mentioned, the top-down view is a thing usually unique to guides, which is really nice. Before I got Pokemon Sapphire, I saw a guide in I believe it was a WH Smith. No, it wasn't. It was a shop next to WH Smith. It's not really relevant, but I just remember I was remembering where, like, the shop layout. I was like, that's not WH Smith. Anyway, and it's yeah, I just saw that guide. It was this is gonna age us. It was £4. It was so cheap.
Oh my god.
But I didn't have a Game Boy Advance at the time. But I was hugely into Pokemon for the anime and stuff. So I was just like, oh, I just started looking at it and reading it and being fascinated by these new creatures that I hadn't seen in the anime and by how the game looked and how cool it was. I was just like, oh wow, and I think I was with my dad. I think my dad was just like, yeah, okay, we can get it. It's fine. We'll get it, because I was just so engrossed in it, and I kept reading it and reading it and reading it, and then ultimately they eventually bought me a Game Boy Advance and Pokemon, and I was just playing along with the guide, but it had all of the routes top down, like it's like across the entire page, which obviously you only see however many squares on the screen at any time. So it's just like, oh, it's so cool to see that kind of thing. And just that I love that kind of thing. What's everyone's favorite guide?
Oh,
It's not the viewer question.
I've got a thing that's like 16,000 PS2 tips, tricks, and cheats. I've read it on the playthrough, and one of them had a ridiculous Crash Bandicoot typo.
Yeah, it did. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
it was for a level, but I can't remember what the typo was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I used to read the Final Fantasy X section over and over again as a kid and pretend I owned the game. Like, I'm going to own this game one day, because the screenshots looked so cool. And I was like, oh, oh my God, look at his clothes. His clothes are so cool. I used to think that. I was like, whoa.
The clothes are ridiculous in 10, I have to say.
I don't know what they look like. I will find out one day.
Yeah, I remember my friend had the Jak 2 guide, and I always was like so jealous. I was like, oh man, this is so cool. There's so many like pictures and stuff. And I think he did eventually get the Final Fantasy X guide as well. And I thought that was really cool. And the first thing I ever bought online was I was buying a present for our dear friend David, which was a guide to Final Fantasy 12, like the official guide. But because it was the first thing I ever bought online, it was not the official guide. It was an online, it was like a text doc. It was like one of those
interesting
fan-written text documents. The picture was of the guide. It was very misleading, and I have had trust issues buying things online ever since. So I was expecting to give a nice big thick book to David for his birthday, and then I could not do that, but I had still spent money on this thing. Much later I did get the Final Fantasy 12 guide. I think someone gifted it to me, maybe even David gifted it to me, to go full circle. And yeah, so I have that guide and it's really cool. But I was stuck on a boss. I couldn't get past it. And the guide was not helpful. And I was like, I wonder if there's anything in this text guide that I still have. And there's a little trick. You can stand behind some rocks and then the boss can't reach you. I was like, oh wow, if you give everyone range weapons, then so it wasn't a big loss in the end.
Cool. Well, circling back to Dark Cloud a little bit.
Yes.
It got an 80 on Metacritic with a 7.9 user score. Games Radar gave it 100. A stunning visual banquet, masterfully blending all the necessary ingredients for a cracking fantasy RPG. We're not likely to see many better PS2 titles this year, which I mean makes sense.
Oh, I wrote that. I wrote that review. I'm kidding. I just agree with it.
Yeah. Total PlayStation gave it an 85. What it does well. No, wait. No, this makes no sense.
It does well.
Yeah. I wrote this.
Such a weirdly written sentence.
You know, I wrote
what
this.
It does well, however, is what it does well, however, is mixes them into a delicious stew of action, RPG, and strategy elements that end up tasting better than if they were eaten by themselves, which is what you were saying, Jeremy. Yeah, that's such a weirdly when written. What it does well, however, and it's because the comma isn't
there should be a comma
in the right place.
You know
what it does well, comma, however, comma.
This is an
there's only one comma.
This is an eats, shoots, and leaves thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? The panda bear thing. He goes to a bar and he shoots someone. You know the story?
No.
Okay. Do you know, Emil?
Yeah.
Yeah. Eats, shoot. It's a book. Eats, shoots, and leaves.
Okay. Never heard of it.
It's a book about what was it even about? I've read it. I don't know. It's about the English language. About how it's about if you take the comma out of eats, shoots, and leaves, it makes it sound so like you're describing a panda bear, right?
Yeah.
Panda bears eats, shoots, and leaves because it's what they eat. But if you take a comma out, it makes it sound like they walk into a bar, shoot someone, and then leave.
Right. Yeah.
Because it makes
they eat something, then they shoot.
Yeah. It makes the noun sound like a verb.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's like let's eat grandma. If you take out the comma, it's like let's eat grandma. No, comma gone. Let's eat grandma.
I did also pick out a player review by Warrior of Doom, who gave a 9. The overall score is based on how much fun I personally had with every component of the game and the overall experience. Thank you, Warrior of Doom, for listing exactly what a review is. I appreciate that. I thought that was amusing.
Absolute masterpiece game, 0 out of 10. Is there one of those? You usually get those.
I actually didn't find any like that this time. No, no, there were reviews that were criticizing it. Some who were just like, oh, I didn't like it for whatever reason, and there were some who love it. But I found that instead, which I thought was very funny. I have a question about the game. If you would like it.
About the game? Fire away.
Yeah.
Fire away.
Emil, maybe you should answer first, because Joey, you're more likely to know. So I'm going to tell you 8 enemies from the game. Psych, one of them's not real.
Oh, okay.
Identify the fake. So here they are. Moonbug, Crescent Baron, Pirate Tank, Auntie Medusa, Raging Buffalo, Man-Eating Grass, Dog Statue, Smiling Fairy.
When you said Auntie Medusa, are you saying like parents' sister Medusa or auntie like okay?
No, auntie is in parents.
The Auntie Medusa. When she stares she stares at a statue, it turns into a person.
Crescent Baron seems like the kind of thing you would make up. It seems like a tealism. But you've learned to hide your tealisms. And they're all quite wild. I think I'm just going to have to stick with my gut, which is Crescent Baron.
Okay. Jeremy?
Okay. List them, and I can tell you.
Yes.
Okay, so...
Moonbug.
Moonbug is... yes, that's in the game. I'm sure of it. He's got a big cannon.
Crescent Baron.
Can't remember. Next one.
Pirate Tank.
there is like a pirate themed cannon enemy. So that's yes. So what's the next one?
Auntie Medusa.
Auntie Medusa is definitely because they sometimes drop flapping fish.
Fair
So
enough.
okay,
Raging Buffalo.
that might Raging. There's like a Minotaurish kind of enemy, but that's not next one. So that's unlikely. What's the next one?
Man eating grass.
Maybe man eating grass because there were some enemies that are like the floor. I can't remember all the names. Some enemies are the floor. They're
Right,
like a
okay.
piece of the floor. It's weird.
Mhm.
Is there one?
Dog statue.
Dog statue, definitely.
Smiling fairy.
Smiling fairy. I think they might drop poison apples. I don't know. I'm remembering them by
So-
their drop rate.
So what are you going
Okay,
with?
so I think Raging Buffalo. I think that might be a red herring. I can't remember all the enemies. There's so Raging Buffalo is the fake one, I think.
Well done.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah. When you said man eating grass, it's not actually a floor enemy. It's just like a man eater plant, but they called it man eating grass.
Oh,
which is
really?
just a great
Okay,
name
yeah.
for it. Yeah. Pirate Tank, bang on. Auntie Medusa as well. Yeah. Smiling fairy, they're just these little dudes. They look like gnomes. but with wings.
I hate them. They're like these little goblins. Oh my god, no!
Yeah.
There's one level where all the goblins are named after days of the week. It's so stupid. So like, oh, here comes Monday. I'm like, what? It's so dumb. And they
I
like,
hate Mondays.
yeah, and they smack you over the head with a shovel. Oh, they are so lame. I hate them.
Sometimes Monday just do be like that.
Yeah.
Monday smack you over the head with a shovel.
Yeah. There's like translation errors in the game.
Mondays, am I right?
Yeah. There's like translation errors where they're named, some towns are named differently in the US version because of Japanese pronunciation. There's one item, there's an item called, in my version, it's called an EVI with an EVI or EVY, but there's no V sound in Japanese. They use like a soft B. They don't have a V sound. So there's a thing called an ebi, which is like a prawn, which is what that thing is. So in Japanese, it's probably just called prawn, but when they translated it, it's like, what's an ebi? Oh, that's the name of this creature. Like, no, it's just their word for shrimp. You know, it's like they're overcomplicating it. Yeah. I can keep going. Would you like me to keep going?
I'm sure you could. It's up to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, get this. So in the game, you have like a rival that kind of follows you around, and you might get into a fight with them. So the rival was originally meant to be a playable party member. So it's possible to access this feature through hacks, and you can actually walk around with them. But after a while, it can break the game. Like some animations are just absurd. Like he just splits apart. It's broken. It's broken. So they scrapped this idea. So the final character you get, you can kind of tell. That's not. It sounds critical, but you can tell it was the last character they made because this character doesn't even have a walk cycle, right? Which you might think, oh my god, that is so. How could they? Aha! So they do it. They're really clever about this. They're really clever. So this character floats. They're never seen walking.
Nice.
They float everywhere. So it was one of those things where you'd never know until it was told to you. Like, oh, by the way, he doesn't have a walk cycle. I'm like, oh, what, really? He just floats everywhere. Yeah. The game contains an Easter egg with a newspaper headline that mentions Seymour Skinner from The Simpsons.
Okay.
I don't know why.
What? I was gonna say why.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
maybe they liked The Simpsons. There's a weapon in the game called Steve the Slingshot. So he's really cool because he tells you secrets about the game when you use him. So if you're fighting a boss with Steve the Slingshot, he talks to you. He's just like, "Hey, this guy looks like he's weak to such and such," or like it'd be more
That's great.
subtle, right? And he'll tell you facts about the game, like, "Oh yeah, these witches drop poison apples," or I'm really oversimplifying it. It's funnier in the game.
But it is just a slingshot, right?
It's
Not
a
a
sling-
guy.
Well, it's like a guy with his arms in like a Y shape. It's like a tiny guy.
amazing.
It's like a tiny guy. It's like a tiny wooden guy with his hands in a Y shape, and he's Steve the Slingshot.
Because everyone from my parents' era, loads of people have nicknames. Like, there's one called Pete the Pipe, and he's a plumber, but he's also
Yeah.
called Pete the Pipe because he like slept around all the time. And sorry if you're listening, Pete the Pipe.
Yeah.
You might be dead by now. There's another one called Pete the Pot. I don't know why he's called Pete the Pot, but they all had like nicknames like this. So I'm amazed to hear about
Yeah.
Steve the Slingshot.
Yeah, like that sounds like an East End gangster thing as well. So I'll Mick the Hat.
Oh,
I'll
I
Mick the Hat. He wears a hat. Oh, yeah, Mick
genuinely
the
thought you were going to say EastEnders character.
Hat. Yeah, like, I'll Mick
Yeah,
the
it's
Hat.
just something that's
Yeah.
lost to our generation, I think.
Oh, mate, Johnny Elbow, mate. Like, watch out,
Yeah.
Johnny Elbow. Like, why is he called Johnny Elbow? Like, what?
Yeah.
Johnny Elbow.
and then
Oh,
there's
here
some
comes
bizarre
Johnny
reason.
Elbow. Like, it's just stupid. Mick the Hat. My dad knew someone called Tough Ted. Yeah, he was a crook. Anyway, what else? Oh, I mentioned Dragon Quest VIII. Akira Toriyama worked on the game as a character designer of
Nice.
Dragon Ball fame and Dragon Quest fame, and Akira Toriyama. He also worked as a character designer on Rogue Galaxy, also by level 5. Oh yeah, last one. There's an item in the game called a witch parfait, and it's like an ice cream thing. And if you
delicious.
turn it around in the debug menu, the ice cream is actually a skull.
Oh,
Oh.
So
that's awesome.
you would never know this unless you like hacked the game.
What the
Right?
heck?
So, and the reason is because it's the same model of skull as the skeleton key. So there's a theory that they were just being resourceful and like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered to model an ice cream. Let's just spin the skull around and put it in the witch
Big round
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Put it
That's
in the
awesome.
witch parfait. It's so ridiculous. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. This is the tip of the iceberg. There are channels dedicated to this game.
Mm.
There are YouTube channels dedicated to this game that just go on and on and on. I recommend it. It has its drawbacks. One complaint I have with Dot, I think it's their first game, so it seems almost unfair. But all these interesting mechanics, I feel like they just don't go far enough with them, which makes sense because like it's their first game. They can't be too ambitious, otherwise the game.
And also at that point, it would have released a month after the PS2's launch.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of like learning to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so I've not played the sequel. Maybe they address these things in the sequel. I don't know. But my like wave a magic wand scenario is they would take these all the myriad of interesting mechanics and just amp them up a little bit, like improve the procedurally generated dungeons, or like do more with the town, like make the town building even more personal. Oh, there's one town where you can name the shops and the items change depending on what you name it. So if you prefer health items, you can choose this name. But if you prefer buying attachments, you choose this name. And I like that because you get to kind of dictate your style. They do it a little bit, just not enough, which is frustrating. It's really so many cool things that they do, just not enough. which I would love. I mean, I don't know what level 5 do now. I don't even know if they're still around.
Yeah, level 5. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, they did Ni no Kuni. The Ni no Kuni games. They also, I'm pretty sure they do Professor Layton.
Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't know that.
So I'm pretty sure, unless I'm totally mixing them up with someone else, but I'm pretty sure that's level 5. It's like it's interesting what you said, like, oh, they call themselves level 5 because of, wanting to create 5-star quality. They're heavily relying on AI at the moment, so
Well, it's
um,
not like it's a different company at that point. It's so many years down the
yeah, no, I
line.
know.
It's not the same
No,
people,
I
not
know.
the same bloody vision.
No, I know.
Yeah, like it's yeah, their old
But
logo.
yeah.
Have you seen their old logo? Their old logo is like got so much pistache to it. I love it. It's just I don't know what it is, but their new logo is just garbage in comparison. What that says, it's up to your interpretation. Their old logo was great. Many such cases. Simplifying, we used to live in a world with cool logos everywhere. Now everything has to have a rounded edge. What the hell? I hate that. Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent. Sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah.
We end our show with viewer questions. We have an email, gamingtasteages@gmail.com, or leave a comment or whatever. Please do ask us questions. Tell us stories about upcoming games we'll be covering. That would be cool. But as we're now in December, what's your favorite winter level or location? In games, I guess, more
I
specifically.
got my winter look for the winter levels. Well, I've got kind of 3 picks. I couldn't pick one.
Same.
My first pick is the whole of Celeste, which is all snowy pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not all of it, but like it's interesting that it's all snow. Celeste mentioned. My other pick is from Star Wars Battlefront, Ranvar, the Citadel level. It's not in any of the movies. I think it was in the Clone Wars show, but that was always really interesting to me because like all the other planets in the game are from the movies. I was like, oh, what is this? Cool snow level. There you go. And then my number 1 pick is Snowy Mountain from Jak and Daxter. I usually like the snow levels in games less than other levels. I don't know why. Maybe it's like ice physics is often annoying, or maybe it's that like the magic of snow is not really there if you can't actually experience it. So
you can't hear it. You can't hear the crunchy.
Yeah. Going out in the snow is always fun, but like in video games, it's not the same. But Snowy Mountain is my favorite level in Jak and Daxter, and I don't find the ice physics annoying. Yeah, I like Snowy Mountain.
Yeah, it is a great level. I did consider that. I knew you'd say it, which is why I didn't write it down. I love Persona 5 Royal. When it becomes winter, there's just Christmas decorations around the city. Something that wasn't in the original Persona 5. So when that happened, I was just like, oh, yay, this is really nice and like pleasant. And there's a Christmas tree now and stuff. And like, that's really cool. I love Tumby 2, or Tumba, but Tumby 2 is great. And the Kajara Ranch is a fantastic winter level with loads of cool stuff like collecting snow fireflies and finding Santa's sack. You can interpret that however you want. You get a flying squirrel costume. You get to wash Kajaras by literally flinging them into washing machines that are moving up and down. It's just a very, very satisfying place with amazing music, and it's really, really fun. Really fun 2D gameplay. There's lots to love about it. But I'm also gonna mention something you've probably not, well, most people wouldn't really be aware of, and that's Soda Powered Penguin. So this is an indie game in a similar graphic style to Celeste, similar-ish gameplay as well. But the level design is filled with slopes and ramps, making the propelled movement of the slippery soda-powered penguin incredibly fast-paced and really, really fun. Like the level design is designed around just launching you, and it feeds into the next section, and it's done in such a way that you can actually react to it. A demo released a couple years back, and I'm still thinking about it today. I'm really excited for this game to release whenever it's ready. I don't know when it will release. They've like updated the demo since, but they haven't said when they plan on releasing it. So whenever it is ready. But from the looks of the trailer, it looks incredibly brutal at late game or post game or whatever part of the game that is. Looks really fun. Highly recommend giving Soda Powered Penguin a go. It's very good. Joby?
I have a few, but there's one that springs to mind. So I did consider it. I always, as a kid, liked the snow section in Rayman 3, even though it is short. And there is a really cool snowboarding section in Rayman 3 with a really cool song.
Yeah.
There's also Yoshi's Island had a snow level, and it looks really nice visually. If I remember correctly, like if you run along some like cliffs, then like snow falls. It's like a nice, like for the SNES especially, like a nice effect. And then there's Billy Hatcher. There's like a snow world, and there's a mission where so in Billy Hatcher you roll a giant egg. That's the point of the game, right? So can you imagine what you do in the snow level? You roll a giant snowball.
Big snowman.
Yeah, and you make a giant snowman out of a giant snowball. At that point, you have to do that. A game where you roll something, you're almost obliged to do this gimmick at that point. And I always thought that was cool as a kid. But the one I'm going with is probably Valak Mountain in Xenoblade Chronicles, specifically Valak Mountain at night. So in the day, it just looks really bitter and awful. It just looks like a tundra. However, at night, everything changes. It gets this whole place gets this like weird yellow hue, and all the crystals like glow, and they shoot a beam of light up into the sky, and it's just really beautiful. It's like one of the few times in the game where I've actually stopped and looked and thought, wow, this looks really nice. And I treated it like real scenery. I love that. I love the scenery so much. Okay. I have a folder. So I like desktop wallpapers. I have loads and loads of desktop wallpapers. I have a folder that's not Xenoblade, just Valak Mountain. I have a folder that's just Valak Mountain pictures.
It is a gorgeous place. Yes. It also has some of the most insane ice physics I've ever seen.
Oh my god, yes.
You step on the ice and you go, yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. And if
you do move legitimately 4 or 5 times faster than your normal.
The only thing about it is like that's not really how ice works in real life. It's more like you're just walking normally, and then you slip and you almost fall over.
You don't become
that's
faster.
Real life.
Yeah.
It is fun, but yeah, well, it was. I think we all gave a solid selection of answers. I guess we'll start wrapping up then. Thank you everyone for watching and listening and whatnot. And if you would like to email, please do. We would love your questions. Next week, who knows? Who knows what happens next week?
I know. I'm still riding that high.
Well, we can hope so. Now, the week after that, we are going to be looking at Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Oh, interesting.
Oh, wow.
Interesting indeed.
I recently got the soundtrack.
Very little about the game.
I recently got the soundtrack for that game. I enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah, I know one thing about the game, and
I think I know what that one thing is.
Oh, almost everyone who knows anything about Persona 2 is that. I know of that. But yeah, we'll get to that in 2 weeks' time.
Yes.
So yes, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you for having me. I
yes.
really enjoyed
Oh,
talking about Hitman.
Thank you for joining.
No, Hitman, not Hitman. Sorry, Dark Cloud. Sorry about that. Easy mistake.
Thanks for tuning
Yeah.
into this Hitman episode.
Yeah.